But today, Cathaoirleach, I want to speak about the scale of the recent sale of the mortgages to the vulture funds, and I've spoken about this many times before, being part of the Finance Committee. These are the very same vulture funds who have continuously refused to come before the Joint Oireachtas Finance Committee, saying that they are adhering to the Code of Conduct of the Central Bank. But the most recent round of sales by PTSB is shocking in its scale of 4 billion. There's been a lot of reaction both here and across the political spectrum, but very little firm political commitment to solving the problem. I want to stress that legislation is needed as well as the political pressure. In terms of political pressure, the Minister for Finance can tell state-owned banks, as the majority shareholder, not to permit further sales to vulture funds. Practical legislation is also required, and in 2015 Fine Gael and Labour failed to put in place the proper regulation of the vulture funds. Their legislation circulated only around the middleman or the credit servicing firm, and that has given rise to all kinds of issues and all kinds of situations where the owner of the credit gets off the hook. But my Sinn Féin colleague Pearse Doherty attempted to make sure that the owner of the vulture funds were fully regulated, but our amendment was voted down at committee in May of 2015 by both Fine Gael and Labour, and Fianna Fáil didn't turn up for the vote. The programme for a partnership for government on page 29 states we will provide greater protection for mortgage holders and tenants and SMEs whose loans have been transferred to non-regulated entities or vulture funds. This commitment is classed as a Year 1 action, but I don't see much evidence of any major progress on this so far since the programme was signed up for. And the same promise is contained in the Confidence and Supply Agreement, which Fianna Fáil have signed up to as well. So I want to ask the Minister to come into the House here to ask what the government plans are to deal with the vulture funds in the long term. The issue is the long-term products are being sold, as we know, to short-term entities who want to make a quick buck, and many millions of bucks. As a result, these vultures are not interested in sustainable solutions, just cashing in one way or another. But until this is done, many homes and businesses and farms will be under threat of Maverick action by these vulture funds. You know, if there's a write-down to be done, the write-down needs to be done with the homeowner. Given a write-down to vulture funds is absolutely nonsensical, and it's an exploitation of Irish citizens, and it must be addressed. Thank you, Cathaoirleach.